About 150 million kilometers from here lies the source of almost all life on Earth, the Sun. An immense sphere of hydrogen and gravity, so massive that its own weight crushes atoms together. At its core, temperatures rise to millions of degrees. Pressures become almost unimaginable. There, hydrogen nuclei collide and fuse into helium. And in that violent act of creation, energy is born. Light. A single photon created deep within the Sun may spend hundreds of thousands of years fighting its way toward the surface, only to cross the emptiness of space and reach Earth in just 8 minutes. That is why stars shine, why forests grow, why oceans move, why civilization exists. Planets, with their modest mass, cannot do this. They cannot ignite, at least for most of Earth's history. It's time to go down the rabbit hole. In 1945, the bloodiest conflict in human history came to an end. Not through understanding, not through diplomacy, but through a weapon unlike anything the world had ever seen. The atomic bomb. In a single flash, entire cities were erased. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. The war ended, but something else had just begun. The nuclear age. The bombs that ended World War II were based on nuclear fission, the splitting of the atom, breaking apart the very nucleus of matter itself, and releasing enormous amounts of energy. Shock waves, heat, radiation, enough to annihilate entire cities in seconds. But fission was only the beginning, because hidden deeper within matter was something far more powerful. Not the splitting of atoms, but their fusion, the same force that powers the sun. With the end of World War II, the world split into two opposing spheres of influence: the United States and the Soviet Union. For decades, humanity lived under the shadow of a conflict that, if unleashed, could have dragged the entire planet into catastrophe. Both nations entered an arms race, a relentless competition to build the most destructive weapons ever conceived. And at the peak of that race came the hydrogen bomb, a weapon based not on fission, but fusion. But fusion presents a problem. Stars achieve it because they possess unimaginable mass, generating pressures and temperatures so extreme that atoms are forced to merge. So, how do you recreate the conditions of a star here on Earth? The answer was terrifyingly elegant. A hydrogen bomb works in stages. First, a fission explosion. A conventional atomic detonation creates the extreme pressure and heat necessary to trigger the second stage, fusion. And with it, a release of energy on an almost incomprehensible scale. In 1952, the United States tested the first hydrogen bomb, Ivy Mike, a demonstration that humanity had learned to imitate the stars. Later came Castle Bravo, even more powerful, but the largest weapon humanity would ever create had yet to arrive. On October 30th, 1961, a Soviet Tupolev Tu-95 bomber took off toward a remote Arctic island. Inside, it was the most powerful explosive device ever built, officially designated AN-602, a thermonuclear weapon weighing 27 tons, yield 50 megatons. To understand that number, 1 megaton equals the explosive force of 1 million tons of TNT. The bomb dropped on Nagasaki yielded about 21 kilotons, The weapon aboard that Soviet bomber was more than 3,000 times more powerful. In the West, it became known by a fitting name, Tsar Bomba, the Emperor of Bombs. To give the crew a chance of survival, the bomb was released by parachute, slowing its descent and buying precious seconds for the aircraft to escape. Then, at approximately 4,000 meters above the ground, everything turned white. For a brief moment, Earth had a second sun. The largest nuclear detonation in human history had just occurred. A man-made star, conditions similar to those found in stellar cores, recreated by human hands. Never had it been so clear that the same force capable of sustaining life on Earth could also be used to erase it. The numbers are almost absurd. The shockwave circled the planet 3 times. The mushroom cloud rose nearly 67 kilometers into the atmosphere. The flash was visible from hundreds of kilometers away. The explosion released more than 15 times the combined energy of every bomb used in World War II. And yet, we never used weapons like this in war. Not because humanity became wiser, but because we became afraid. Nuclear powers understand a brutal truth. If one launches, the other responds. And if both respond, everyone loses. This became known as mutually assured destruction, a doctrine built on terror, a peace enforced by the certainty of annihilation. And strangely, it may have worked. An Allied invasion of Japan might have claimed even more lives than the atomic bombings. Without nuclear weapons, the United States and Soviet Union may have chosen to settle their rivalry on conventional battlefields. Instead, the fear of escalation froze the conflict. The Cold War remained cold because the alternative was unthinkable. And so, humanity arrived at one of history's darkest paradoxes. The weapons most capable of ending civilization may also have helped preserve it. For billions of years, nuclear fusion made life possible. Then humanity learned how to bring that same force closer. And for one brief moment, we created a second sun.